Thank you to Amazon for sponsoring this video. The Kindle totally becomes synonymous with e-ink and reading. E-ink players existed before the Kindle. They were never the same after the Kindle. And Amazon's made that product better and better over the years. And a few months ago, they reached the top of the Kindle hill with the appropriately named Kindle Scribe. It adds writing capabilities to the already awesome Kindle ecosystem. It didn't just add writing as an afterthought. It actually does some of the best implementation of simulating pen and paper. And because it's a technology thing, it's over-the-air updates, and it's constantly getting better, we just got a new update a few days ago that added a bunch of cool new features. So, before I tell you about everything that Kindle Scribe can do, let me do something that I like to do. You get a chance to win $500 because you are awesome, good human beings for supporting the channel all these years. Let me know, comment down below. Let me know what you would read on your Kindle Scribe. Tell me a joke, tell me a story. Just leave your social handle in the comments so I can let you know if you win. Open to anyone in the world. We'll run for 10 days. All information you need, though, will be in the description. I have a soft spot in my heart for the Kindle. It was one of the first pieces of technology that I took with me when I traveled. I've had many, many Kindles over the years. And the older I've gotten, the less time I have to actually sit and read. And so it's nice to always have something when I try to pick up a book. I know it's always going to be there for me. But my almost 10-year-old reads almost a book a week, and his bookshelf was starting to overflow. So I got him a Kindle, and I got him the entry level Kindle, and that kid has read about 30 books on that thing. And he saw me testing the Kindle Scribe, and he came up like, he thought I was being real clever. He's like, "Dad, what are you gonna do with that giant Kindle?" I was like, "I don't know, man. We're gonna film it, take a look at it, play with it." And he was angling for the Kindle. I think it's a cool product when it can appeal to adults, to kids, to kind of anybody who loves to read. And you take all that things that are awesome about the reading part, add in the ability to write and take notes, and you've got a really killer product. So the Kindle Scribe is really the first Kindle in the last few years that I think a lot of people would want to upgrade for. It packs all the Kindle stuff that you love, but then it adds on top of it. But even though Scribe is in the name, this is first and foremost a Kindle. It means you're going to be, believe it or not, able to read books on it. And if you are going to read books on this thing, it is still the best at that. It's not even close. Not only is Amazon's selection second to none, the ink display is still one of the best to actually read on. And the design of the Scribe, it shows Amazon is expecting you to sort of hold this in your hand for a long time. It's got an asymmetrical design, which looks different at first, but it makes holding it way easier. Big chunky bezel on the side means you can have your hand holding it. You're not covering any of the words with your hand. It makes it really simple. It's also reversible. Flip it over if you want to hold it with the other hand. However you want to do it, you are good to go. The screen though is 10.2-inch touchscreen e-ink display. Has a backlight you can adjust the color temperature of if you'd like, and you can just swipe to turn pages in a book. It's like using your smartphone, but infinitely less distracting and way better for your eyes. I think where the screen really shines though is when it comes to using the pen that comes with it. Ever since tablets become mainstream, I think companies have tried really hard to make handwriting experience feel as close to pen and paper as possible, but there's no way to make a simulated pen feel like paper on a glass display. I think that's where something like e-ink comes in. The screens themselves have a bit of texture to it. It makes it a little rougher like a piece of paper would be. So when you put that, that pen or stylus to that e-ink, it does have a more natural experience. But the other problem that a lot of people run into when they're trying to draw on pieces of technology is there's latency. You move your hand a little bit, and then you slowly start to see that line start to show up. And if you're drawing or taking notes, you lose where you are. You're not sort of in the motion. With the Scribe, you're getting a really close, almost no latency experience. It does feel kind of one-to-one as you go and write notes. And I could show you me taking notes, but that's not very exciting. I wanted to show you drawing a picture. Fortunately, here we have people who are very talented with a pen and paper. I'm gonna let them draw a picture for you to actually show how quick and how good this thing actually is. Let's talk about the pen. So it comes with the Kindle Scribe. Usually with some of these styluses, you have to charge them. Sometimes they charge in very weird ways. This one, I don't know how this works, but it does not need to be charged at all. So I guess it's always charged. And also it's magnetic, so it can stick right to the Kindle Scribe. You can upgrade for $30 to a Pro Pen. They give you some more options like an eraser on the back, but either the one that ships with it or the Pro Pen also has a shortcut button you can program to what you want. And of course you get the things you can typically do with e-ink and a pen. You can pick the type of writing you want. If you want a fountain pen experience, you want a big chunky marker, whatever you want, you can make it look like that. So if you want a thin lines, thick lines, you've got that ability here as well. One thing to keep in mind though, because it is e-ink, it's black and white, you're not gonna be drawing in color, but you can get a really good experience with, like holding a black pen on a piece of paper. It's really similar to what that experience is like. So I think all that is fine, but like it's a use case question, right? Maybe you have a Kindle. Why would you want to upgrade? You bought one 5 or 6 years ago. What are you getting out of this? So first, you're getting a really big screen. It's 10.2 inches, which is awesome. But now if you want to take notes, you have the ability to do that very easily. You can edit on top of a PDF. If you want to highlight, you can do that here as well in a thin, light package. Because it's e-ink, the battery seems to last forever. It is another way to take notes. It's another way to draw. It's another way to enjoy your content. And I think that's a really cool thing that Kindle does. You don't have to change what you are doing to enjoy what you want. You want to read a book, you can do that. If you want to take notes, you can do that. You want to write, you can do that too. If you want to do none of that, you've got, that option too, or just pick one of those things. This will change to suit you instead of the other way around. I don't have to explain the benefit of OTAs to you probably at this point, but because it can get OTAs, it's gonna constantly be getting better. We've seen Amazon have a commitment to their Kindle device, even legacy devices still get updates and still are improving. The May update that just hit, and there's a bunch there, but my favorite I think is the ability to export handwriting as text. This is absolutely an invaluable tool. I know a lot of time writing is just easier and more enjoyable than typing, but when it comes to sharing that with other people, a text document just makes the most sense. So with this, you can convert your handwriting to text and send that to whoever you want. And it's sent as a .txt file, so you can open it up anywhere with pretty much any app. You can also edit your handwriting or drawings way easier there as well. There's a new lasso select tool that lets you draw or circle around what you'd like to select. And then you can sort of resize it and move it. You can cut, copy, or paste it across different sort of notebooks or PDFs. Oh, also, this is a big one. PDFs have a bunch of view options now. Like landscape or portrait size text and a ton more. Pretty awesome other feature in there too that leverages what the Scribe can do is write on content. There's a selection of Kindle books that allow you to write directly on the pages that you're reading. It's really helpful if someone likes to take notes or you're reading something that you just want to remember or look up a word. So having that feature, I think here, especially on a Kindle, makes a ton of sense. This wasn't the first update to come to the Scribe. Back in April, got the ability to send documents from Microsoft Word directly to the Scribe. Plus, there were some enhancements to navigation, like better notebook overview and PDF reading improvements, and 2 new column layouts for landscape reading. And in February, Amazon introduced better page navigation within notebooks and subfolders inside of notebooks, and new brush types were added, like fountain pen, marker, and pencil options as well. Add those to new features that just came in May, and it takes a pretty solid product and makes it even better. This boils down to, you know who you are already. If you're thinking about getting a Kindle, you want to read more books, or maybe you've got an older device, you are getting the best Kindle that has ever been made, plus almost second to none ability to write on that screen as well. You're getting extra functionality from a device you already love, and the Kindle Scribe not only knocks the e-ink reader out of the park, but it's a really good alternative to pen and paper. If you want to learn more and check it out for yourself, we got a link to it down below.